In this video, we're going to give you our most memorable moments of our riding trip at Carolina Adventure World, and the adults are going to share the one thing they wish they knew before arriving there. Stick around to the end. I'm going to give you my final thoughts about Carolina Adventure World compared to the other areas that we go riding. Please show your support by hitting the subscribe button and clicking the bell icon to turn on notifications. We need to get our order in, so we're going to let Doug and his crew go first. So Doug, what is the most memorable moment that you had riding at Carolina Adventure World?
The most memorable moment for me was watching both the boys do really well on their first time riding on their own. So seeing them, some of the stuff was pretty steep or had different angles on it, and I thought they did a great job. So that was really cool for me. The whole trip was just to watch them be successful on their first trail system.
Tyler, what is the most memorable moment that you had riding at Carolina Adventure World?
My most memorable moment has to be when we got to meet the Thibodeaux again, because it's been so long and I can't wait to meet them again.
All right, Lucas, now it's your turn. What is your most memorable moment at riding at Carolina Adventure World?
Getting to see the Thibodeaux again.
Back to you, Doug. What is the one thing you wish you knew before arriving there?
Something I wish I would have known before we got there is that it is kind of pricey to ride there. It ended up being pretty expensive, but I think what they're at least doing out there, they're going to have a neat place for concerts and venues, and so maybe that's what that's going towards. But it just seemed like when we got there, it was just one thing after the next, this kind of tag and that kind of tag to ride on, and then this, that, and the other. So, but that could be on their website. I just didn't know about it, but it caught me off guard. But I do think still knowing that it was still a great place to ride.
All right, Doug, that was a good one. But now, what is your final thoughts about the overall trip riding at Carolina Adventure World?
My overall thoughts about the park was pretty good. At first we thought it seemed kind of mild, but the more we got into different trails and stuff, we realized there's places you can go and they're pretty difficult if you want it to be. And then there's places where you can take, your kids for the first time and ride on the trails. And so I thought overall they've got, great places to stay. They seem pretty organized, and they've got, a shop and everything where you can get things that you might need. And there's some places somewhat close by that you can get other things if you need them. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good place to go, and I would certainly go back there.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and start with our crew since we've made our order. We're gonna start with Miss Cambry first. All right, Cambry, what is your most memorable moment from our last trip? From the trip we're currently on. What is your most memorable moment from riding at Carolina Adventure World?
My favorite part is when I
Speak up, baby.
You sit up and talk loud.
My favorite part when I got to ride the full river.
Aww. You did a great job. You even did a little of the blue trail, right? Was that fun? Yeah.
The blue trail, and I got stuck.
Yeah. But you rode it out. All right, Colt, what's your most memorable moment of riding at Carolina Adventure World?
Wait, so when I actually have two, but I'm gonna say the one that happened first.
Okay.
The longest day, the second day of riding, when Lucas wanted to hit that big mud puddle, was actually a big ditch, and it went down, and you could like.
That's your most memorable moment?
Yeah,
when someone else hit a ditch?
Yeah, it's like a mud. You thought it was clean, and then it went back, and it looked like half of it just sank.
Awesome.
I don't remember that.
It was when we were going down Mammoth Hill on the back side of it.
With all the trees here down. I know it was there, but I saw a tower on the side, but I saw no mud. If he
That was
did.
just a really deep hole. All right. What's your other one, Colt?
My other one is when Lucas kind of looked like his roller did the split.
When what?
When it's full, it looks like he did a split.
Oh, when he broke his ball joint?
Yeah. I
Awesome.
have two.
Awesome. All right, Kate. What is your most memorable moment of riding at Carolina Adventure World?
I have one, but there's like a little, I didn't notice when it happened, so I kind of have two. So we were going on these really steep hills. Oh, Hope was filming, and like one of the hills, I was like, cause we flipped, it was always on my side, because I was leaning on my side. No,
That was the most difficult on Trail 15.
yeah, and we were, but then it was funny because we were just walking and Doug's plastic was bending, and then he tipped over. It was funny because it was like slowly, and then boop.
Doug probably doesn't think it's funny, but Kate does. So there's that. All right, that's a good one, Kate. All right, Case, what is your most memorable moment of riding at Carolina Adventure World?
When I told Lucas, y'all are gonna go check something out, and I just told him, I think they're just playing around now up there, and then they went somewhere, and then Doug went. He tipped over. I'm like, whoa.
What part are you talking about, bud? You're talking about when Mr. Doug tipped over? Oh, awesome. All right, time to go to the beautiful wife. What is your most memorable moment of riding at Carolina Adventure World?
Mine was also when Camry got to drive.
To drive?
I loved it. But Camry said she has one more.
All right, Cameron, what's your one more?
The first guy with me is riding. And when we went in the water in case almost got the walkie-talkie wet.
Oh, we went in deep water? Yep. He's talking about when we had to cross the creek, at the creek crossing. Case went without me telling him to go before we could realize the walkie-talkie was extremely close to the water. So there's that.
All right, what was your most memorable moment at Carolina Adventure World?
I got two, just like everybody else. As a rider, my most memorable moment was going up some of the steep hills there. That double black diamond was pretty fun, especially when you're in a 72-inch wide machine. It had a little more of a jump to it when you got up there elevated. So my second moment as a parent is watching these little rascals go up every moderate trail with no help on their machines. These boys, we didn't touch the machine, it was all them. They navigated. They once or twice had to back up and try to reattempt it, but that makes me proud as a dad and as a rider. So there you go.
Not at all for me, but my rascals.
What, Camry?
And girls.
Girls, yep. What is the one thing you wish you knew before riding on Carolina Adventure World?
So, what I would have to say to that is, it did not affect us directly because we happen to have a pet-friendly cabin, which was one of the ones that you could pull your trailer up to. But not until getting there, I didn't realize that most of the cabins cannot have their trailer pull up to their cabin. There's a sign that says no trailers beyond this point. I think it's on the map. I didn't see it necessarily on the website, but I would have really wanted to have that in mind before I got there because it would stink.
No, that's a good one. That's it. I mean, it might be on the website somewhere. I didn't see it. I read the frequently asked questions page. I did see it on the map, but it's not like a huge distinction. Like this is something you really need to be aware of. And so maybe it's not a big deal in South Carolina, but in Texas, when we have big trailers that we're hauling a lot of equipment on, and all of our belongings we're going to bring it to the cabin, it makes it just a little more difficult. So that was a really good one. Now the one thing I wish I knew before arriving there is that the beds are extremely firm. So if you like a really, really firm bed, you're going to love them. I don't like a really, really firm bed. I wish I would have known that. We could have brought a blown up mattress to put on top and been a lot more comfortable over the 4 days that we stayed there. So That's the one thing I wish I knew before arriving there. All right, sweetie. What's your overall thoughts about the trip and riding at Carolina Adventure World?
I loved it. I think it was a great experience for everybody. The kids loved it. They were able to do just really everything that we went up, and felt good about it. I also just really love when we go to a new state, a new park, and get to see just the scenery, the views, just, I don't know, what the riding is like. I mean, there was definitely like some rock climbing, but then there was some muddy parts. So, and just the trees in the woods, everything. It's just fun getting a different scenic look. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Like a lot more dirt bikes. Like almost every vehicle had a dirt bike or a four-wheeler. Like in a group, there's a lot more four-wheelers and dirt bikes than a side by side. Usually just one side by side.
Dad, I got one.
All right, in conclusion, my final thoughts about Carolina Adventure World is that I'm glad we went there and had the experience. Now, if you're with a few hours drive of this place, it was perfect to teach kids on how to drive on a little more dangerous trails. The minor trails, our machines made it up every hill, every little obstacle that they faced against without much risk. And so as that aspect, as a family that goes out and ride, I thought it was perfect for that. Overall, is it the most exciting place we've ridden at? Probably not. I would say no, but it's something I would say you need to go experience at least once if you like to go to a bunch of different riding parks like we do. So overall, we had a great experience there. Thank you for watching. Please show your support by hitting the subscribe button and clicking the bell icon to turn on notifications. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button.